We are all gearing up for the second ODI between India and New Zealand at the Shahid Veer Narayan Singh Stadium in Raipur. It is one of the new venues in India that will host international cricket. It has hosted cricket in the past, but this game will be very, very important. And the hospitality that the Indian cricket team got, it was mind-blowing. Chhattisgarh does welcome its people in a good way, and Paras Mamre, Rohit Sharma, everybody were simply stunned by the way how they were treated in Chhattisgarh. It was fantastic. And ahead of the second match, Paras Mamre, the Indian cricket team bowling coach, came for the press conference. He made a big statement on Umran Malik. And on top of that, he had some issues to deal with, especially with the early start, whether India was struggling to bowl the tail out, and also on Mohammed Siraj. So these were the few pointers that the Indian bowling coach highlighted in the pre-match press conference. And the first instance was on Mohammed Siraj. Now, Mohammed Siraj has been the star for India in the Thiruvananthapuram ODI against Sri Lanka and in the recent game against New Zealand in Hyderabad. It was his 4 wickets that ensured India won the Thiruvananthapuram ODI comprehensively, but also ensured that New Zealand could not chase down 350. What has worked for Mohammed Siraj? Paras Mamre had this to say. He said, Siraj has worked a lot on his seam position and action. And it is because of this seam position and action that he's put in through all the rigors of the India A tours as well as in red ball cricket. He's reaping that benefit in white ball cricket. Big transformation in skills, and that is why Rohit and the team management are very, very happy with him. So Mohammed Siraj is one of the key bowlers in the Indian cricket team at this point in time, and he's expected to do well in Chhattisgarh because in past encounters there, it has not been very high scoring according to the local journalists who covered games there. So in Chhattisgarh, you may see Mohammed Siraj get a bit more purchase. So one hopes that he continues the consistency. But what about Umran Malik? His exclusion in the Hyderabad ODI left a lot of questions unanswered, and many people were baffled. Why leave out Umran Malik? Now, Paras Mamre, when encountered with those questions, he just gave a very basic reply about all this. Rare to see a bowler bowl consistently in excess of 150 kmph. Nothing new in that. Adds a different dimension value to the team. Okay. The main focus that he also said was if the team requires, and looking at the conditions, maybe Umran Malik will get a game. But that is very, very contrary to it. If he adds a different dimension and value to the team, why can't you play Umran Malik on a more consistent basis? Rare to see a bowler bowl consistently. If he is very rare indeed and he's touching 150 kmph consistently, you would want to try him out in every condition and in every situation, right? But why is he not featuring on a regular basis? Perhaps he could come in for Mohammad Shami, who has struggled a bit recently. But where would you slot Umran Malik? The only place is Mohammad Shami. But with Shami's experience, can Umran slot back in directly? That is the question. But one major statement that Paras Mamre has said is, he is in the scheme for the World Cup. That is the situation that we are looking at this point in time. Umran Malik is in the scheme for the World Cup. Now, you remember that there was Ravichandran Ashwin who said that why can't the games begin at 11:30 a.m. and so that it can finish much before the dew settles in. Valid point, right? Even Paras Mamre concurs with that see, if you want to have a very even contest, you have to start the games earlier so that dew does not settle in, because he mentions a very simple thing. When the ball gets old, it tilts towards the batting side if there is dew, because the spinners can't grip the ball, and then it skids off the wicket more, and then batsmen can play their strokes much more easily. You saw what happened in 2019 Mohali when the dew was absolutely in excess. India just could not control the flow of runs against Australia, and that is why Australia won that game and they leveled the series and went on to win the series. Level playing field should be the key, but that is the call that the ICC, BCCI and other members for an early start, that they should take it, because everybody, if they come on board, 11:30 a.m. start is actually not bad. 1:30 to 9:30, you know that if the team wins the toss, maybe in October, November, the dew factor will be even more, considering it is the onset of winter. You could see teams that win the toss, bat second and win. just like how it happened in 2021 in the UAE. So, subcontinent conditions, there is a clear pattern of due, maybe and maybe you will have to start the games early, but that is a call that the ICC will take. Highly unlikely that is going to happen. Now, the fight back that the New Zealand team made, it continued the trend where in 5 consecutive matches, you could not bowl the opposition out. Bangladesh 2 games, excluding the one in Chattogram. Then the game against Sri Lanka in Guwahati, and now this. You allowed the opposition to come back. Paras Mamre had a very interesting take on that. He said, when the surface is good for batting, opposition will also score runs. New Zealand bat deep and it was a matter of one partnership. Okay, full credit to Mitchell Santner and all that. But when Jasprit Bumrah comes in, you are expected to blast the tail out, right? When you blast the tail out, then and only then you can get a total dominant victory. Because what Mohammed Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav did in the game against Sri Lanka and Thiruvananthapuram, they just blew the batting order away. And it was a comprehensive 317 run win, which gave India plenty of momentum. So this theory that, okay, when the surface is good for batting, opposition will also score runs, actually does not hold meat, because you rely on the skill of the bowlers to bowl the opposition out cheaply. Kuldeep Yadav could do it, Mohammed Siraj could do it. Perhaps captaincy also can be explored, that you have to keep on setting attacking fields. Maybe that's a lesson that the Indian cricket team will learn when they head to Raipur. So, in a way, India, if they win in Raipur, they clinch the series 2-0 and they register their 7th successive bilateral ODI series win against New Zealand in India. But remember, New Zealand are playing without most of their A players. And looking at the exhibition that they did in Hyderabad, it is going to be a cracker of a match. We hope New Zealand can keep the series alive, but India are favourites heading into Raipur. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this special video. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Press the like, comment and share button. We are also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.